The Seahawks have made a lot of changes to the roster within the last couple of weeks, and with those changes come some major changes to the depth chart. We are going to break down all of them as the Seahawks get ready to take on the Washington Commanders this week here on this edition of Seahawks Today. Before we do, a little survey for the 12s out there. If you have been a Seahawks fan for 10 or more years, go ahead and like today's video. If not, comment and tell me how long you have been a fan of your Seattle Seahawks. Just want to survey the 12s out there. Let us know what your fan length is. No wrong answers here. Just very curious. Chime in. Let us know. Starting with the quarterback position, no changes. Geno Smith is still the guy. It is not Drew Lock, despite what some of you may be calling for. Geno Smith is still QB1 and will be for a while. Barring injury, there will not be a change here. Unless something happens to Geno, like we saw in that Monday night game against the Giants several weeks back, there won't be any changes. This is still Geno Smith's team until otherwise. The backfield for the Seahawks. Here's what they're rolling with right now. Kenneth Walker is your RB1. DJ Dallas is the RB2. Zach Charbonnet is RB3, and Nick Ballore holding things down in the fullback spot. And, you know, whether the Seahawks say it or not, I know that we see Charbonnet listed as the number 3, but really he's the number 2 running back, whether the Seahawks actually say so or not. And I would actually like to see Charbonnet's role increase, see him get more involved in the Seahawks offense. He's looked very good when we've seen him. Let's see if he can take on a more significant role going forward. And personally, I'd just like to see the Seahawks as a whole run the football more there. Now, to the receivers position we go for the Seahawks. And your wide receiver 1A, 1B, DK and Tyler Lockett. And then we have D. Eskridge is back on the depth chart with JSN and Jake Bobo there. I am surprised to see D. Eskridge kind of elevated to that role of some sorts. Personally, I think he's your 5th best receiver on this team, but he is the veteran of the bunch, so he's kind of given the benefit of the doubt. The thing that infuriated me this past week was the fact that Jake Bobo only got 9 snaps total, and that his role was really reduced last week. I hope that's not the long-term plan or the long-term strategy, because let's face it, we want more Bobo. We've been clamoring for that all season long. When he's been out there, he's been great. I don't want to see D. Eskridge taking away snaps from Jake Bobo. Hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. Let's send a message loud and clear to Pete Carroll. I know Pete's watching. He loves Seahawks Today. Spam more Bobo in the comment section for Jake Bobo. More Jake Bobo, less D. Eskridge as far as I'm concerned. It's our pinned comment today. Get in there, spam more Bobo. The tight end position, Noah Fant and Will Dissly leading the way there. But Colby Parkinson still playing a significant role for this Seahawks team. And if you look at the snap counts, his snap numbers are just right up there with those guys as well. And then Russell, who they picked up a few weeks ago, we haven't seen a ton of playing time from him there. The offensive line for the Seahawks, this is where things get kind of interesting of sorts. We know about Cross, Lewis, Brown, but Anthony Bradford is your starting right guard right now, with Stone Forsythe, of course, holding down the right tackle spot. When Abraham Lucas comes back, that'll be his job at the right tackle position. But in particular, Anthony Bradford, the rookie right guard out of LSU, when we've seen him out there, he's looked really good. And this is officially his job now. He is the guy going forward, it would seem, with that position. Coaching staff has shown a lot of confidence. They've said a lot of good things about him. Now let's see if he can maintain this, if he can continue the good work and continue to get better each and every week. That's going to be something to follow there to see how well he improves and holds on to that position. A very young O-line for the Seahawks there. More to come here in just a moment, but first, today's show sponsored by Odds Are. Odds Are, they aren't taking your bets, but their AI technology gives you the best bets that they recommend that you should be making. Because let's face it, folks, luck is not strategy. We don't take your bet. We make you better at betting. Download Odds Are today and go to oddsr.com/NFL Daily, where NFL Daily viewers, Seahawks Today viewers, and more are all getting a 30-day free trial so you can see for yourself if you want to play along with Odds Are. It's real simple with Odds Are. You look for the green values. Those mean go. Red values mean stay away. So as you're looking across the board this weekend, you can see the Carolina-Chicago game. They'd recommend putting your money on Carolina to not only cover, but also win in that game. They say that San Francisco-Jacksonville game probably should just stay away from. Meanwhile, the Chargers and Lions game, some value on the Chargers to cover in that game there. So if you want to play along and check out Odds Are and see those bets, try it out for yourself. Get that 30-day free trial. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Oddsr.com/NFL Daily. Check it out today. You'll be glad you did. The defensive line. Now, here's where we're talking some interesting changes here. Leonard Williams on one side, Draymond Jones on another, and Jarran Reed holding things down in the nose tackle position for the Seahawks there. And so, with that said, with the Seahawks going this direction, we wondered how they would mix all this up here. It is interesting for Mario Edwards, right? I would expect we see Leonard Williams' snap count increase. It was around 50% this past week. I think that number is going to go up quite a bit as the weeks go on. He learns this defense. Mario Edwards, meanwhile, although he's not starting anymore, he's not just done. He's not just MIA anymore. We're still going to see him play a significant role. And if an injury goes down, whether it be to Leonard Williams or whether it be to Draymond Jones, Mario Edwards is not a bad second option. So Mario Edwards, remember, he was brought in. He wasn't brought in with the idea of being a starter anyway. So I like him still hanging around in that role. The linebacker room, with the injury to Uchenna Nwosu, Darrell Taylor is a starter once again with Boye Mafe, who leads the Seahawks in sacks right now on the other side. Boye's had 6 sacks in the last 6 games. Bobby Wagner and Jordan Brooks holding things down on the inside. Devin Bush, of course, there as well. What intrigues me on the opposite side of Boye Mafe, you have Darrell Taylor, who's kind of a one-trick pony, right? He's a very good pass rusher, but doesn't do well in run coverage, does not do well when he drops back in pass coverage, run blitzes, all that. All he is a pass rusher. I think that we're going to see Frank Clark take over that role and be the starting outside linebacker opposite Boye Mafe on the other side, because Frank Clark is a more complete player. I also wonder about Derek Hall. We've seen some flashes from Derek Hall. I know he's injured at the moment, but to me, that could be intriguing. How much of a leash do they give to Darrell Taylor? Because it's no secret that this team over the last couple of years has shared some frustrations of sorts with Darrell Taylor, and although he's a great pass rusher, but the flaws in the other parts of his game. So that'll be something intriguing to follow there. So with that said, who should be the other starting outside linebacker opposite of Boye? Should it be Darrell Taylor or should it be Frank Clark? Type DT for Darrell Taylor. Type FC for Frank Clark. Let us know who you think that guy should be in the comments section below. Folks, we are very, very close to 44,000 subscribers on the channel. 161 away from that next milestone. For daily Seahawks coverage, our live shows on Wednesdays, watch parties on game days, subscribe now for free. Best part about it, doesn't cost you a thing. For the latest happenings in your favorite team, we got you covered right here each and every day on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now for free. The secondary for the Seahawks, the future of this team, a lot of young talent and a lot of reason to be optimistic about where this group is going to go for many years to come. Rick Woolen on one side, Devin Witherspoon on the other. The Seahawks playing 3 safeties at a time with Quandre Diggs, Julian Love, and Jamal Adams. But you still have some other good players like Mike Jackson and Trey Brown and others holding things down when it comes to those positions. So where does all this mix in? It's kind of worth noting that Rick Woolen, although I'm a big fan of Rick Woolen, hasn't played all that great this year, if we're going to be honest with you. He has one interception, but it's been a down year from what he was last year. And we've seen guys like Trey Brown and others step up. I'm very curious. If Reek continues to play like this, what does his role look like as the year goes on? Do they start to give more playing time and a bigger role to some of these other players? Something to monitor potentially how the coaching staff uses those corners there. The special teams unit for the Seahawks, no surprises with Myers, Dixon, and Stoll holding down those three spots. But also, it is worth noting that the kick return spot now belongs to D. Eskridge, with DJ Dallas holding down the punt return spot. Before, when D. Eskridge was injured, DJ Dallas was doing both roles in that position there. So something to monitor as far as that goes, how they divide that up and how much of a impact the Eskridge makes there. Good to see D getting involved in the return game, splitting things up with DJ Dallas. I think that's good. You don't overwork DJ Dallas too much either. Fine with me. We know. Say what you want about D. Eskridge. We know the guy's got a ton of speed. He can fly down the football field. So there is the Seahawks depth chart, piece by piece. Graded for me in the comment section. A, B, C, D, or F. What do you think of this group from head to toe? For me, it's about a B plus personally. It's good, but it's got its flaws to it. What do you guys think? Grade it for me in the comment section. Let me know. If you enjoyed today's show, that breakdown of the depth chart piece by piece, like the video. We'll see you next time right here on Seahawks Today.